though it's not, there is no logic of going any technicalities, but it's a good effort. Yes, eventually the match may go in favor of Australia, as it will be, but let me tell you what is unsettling is the policies of the International Cricket Board. With so many injuries, maybe they should include in their concussion policy that any injury to any batter means that they should be immediately replaced, whether it's an elbow injury, a concussion, or any other such injury. The batter should be immediately replaced, or the fielder concerned should be replaced, not only in concussion situations, which means whatever external injury or internal injury, whether it's hamstring, knee, is suffered by the respective batter or the bowler, there should be a replacement, which also means that they could have allowed Ridhiman Saha to play in place of Jadeja, because at 5 for 280 with two good all-rounders batting, which is Vihari and Ashwin, though the confidence in Vihari and Ashwin isn't equal to the confidence one has in uh, Pant and Pujara, but Pujara and Pant are done. They have been dismissed. They batted well for 97 and 77 runs, respectively. And with this, I welcome you to episode number 311 on the 11th of January 2021 on this beautiful Monday morning in New Delhi. Now let's focus on this match. With so much happening outside the match and the involvement of the crowds and the reaction of the players on what the crowd said, which we shall not discuss because it's a technical thing to discuss and it's something sensitive to, we shall let it be for the respective authorities to discuss what could be the result of things to happen. But with injuries happening, and now the news is that Vihari has also injured his hamstring. He has done his hamstring. What does that mean? It basically means that now they don't have any batters for the next match, and every Australian commentator from Shane Warne to Mark Waugh, whoever has been on the half an hour commentary show in between during the live match, has been pining for Hardik Pandya's involvement right from the moment this tournament started. Everyone has been saying Hardik Pandya should have been there. He has that pedigree. As far as the bowling is concerned, he will eventually bowl, but it means that someone as talented as Hanuman Vihari may miss out. And that's the gamble which has to be taken. And that was the thing. Hardik Pandya was never selected as far as the tournament was concerned. He went home after the 50 overs and the 20 over tournament ended. And now India are not left with too many individuals involved. Pant will play because he played well for his 97 runs. Jadeja will not play the next match, which means who do they slot in will. And now the suggestion by the pseudo experts is that they can have Pant play at number 5 and then also include Saha, which means that the tail is longer, which means Vihari might have to continue playing because then it puts pressure on someone like Saha who doesn't have the confidence in him. Chasing 407, it was never about the chase. It was always about how they would take out the day. You expected that Australia with their bowling and India with their semi weak batting or semi vulnerable batting with only Pujara, Rahane, and the confidence on Pant not so much, they wouldn't survive. But I think they have done a good job so far. But before we go further to discuss, let's start this morning's episode with the reading from the chapter 3 of David Baldacci's The Fix. Let's start. In what way? Ellie said absently. If you remember, Decker and Jameson were at Walter Dabney's house talking to his wife, and Jameson had asked, "Did you notice a change in your husband recently?" And we had left the last episode at that conversation. So let's continue with that conversation. In what way? Ellie said absently. Mood, concerns at work, appetite changed. Maybe he drank more than normal. Any signs of depression? Ellie sat back in her chair, weighted the tissue up in her hand, and stared down at her lap. Outside the door, footsteps could be heard, along with occasional running feet. The sounds of a monitor alarm, voices over a PA, and equipment and patients being rolled up and down the corridor. The air smelled like hospitals always did, antiseptic, and the air was perpetually chilly. There was also an ominous tenseness present in the CCU, as though only a monitor's sudden warning screech separated the living from the dead. Walt didn't talk about business at home. He didn't really think at home either, although I knew that he did at business dinners and industry events. That sort of thing. I attended some with him, but he only drank enough to socialize, to get deals done, build contacts, that sort of thing.
This is Saurabh, and you're listening to my favorite talk show, The Weekly Show with Aditya.
Let's continue. I understand. Were there any financial worries? Not that I knew of, but Walter handled all that. We never had any bill collectors show up at the house. If that's what you mean, did his mood change? She dabbed at her eyes and shot a glance at her husband before quickly looking away, as though she was uncomfortable conveying information about him to a stranger. He had a variety of moods. He worked very hard, and when business was good, he was happy. When it was down, he got depressed just like anybody would. So nothing out of the ordinary. Ellie balled up the tissue even more and then tossed it into the trash can with finality. She turned to Jameson, who waited patiently. If being around Amos Decker had taught anything, it was patience for both positive and negative reasons. He went on a trip recently. Where? Let's take a small break before we know where did Walter Dabney go on for vacation. Let's continue. That was the unusual thing. He didn't tell me where. He had never done that before. How long was he gone? Jameson asked. I think about 4 days. It could have been longer. He was on another trip in New York and left from there. He called me and said something unexpected had come up and that he had to attend to it and wasn't sure how long he'd be gone. Plane, train, another country? I don't know. He did tell me it had to do with a potential client. He had to smooth over something. The way he described it, the matter didn't seem too significant. I suppose his office would have handled the travel arrangements. Okay, and he mentioned nothing to you about it when he got home? Nothing. I just assumed it was business. But from that day on, there was something I don't know of. And when was this? About a month ago. And your husband has his own government contracting firm? Ellie nodded. Walter Dabney and Associates. It's located in Reston. Everything they work on is pretty much classified. It started out with just my husband, but now about 70 people work there. He has partners at the firm, but Walter is president and owns a controlling interest. Let's take a small break. Welcome back after the break. Her eyes widened. Oh my god, I guess I'll own it now. She looked in alarm at Jameson. Does that mean I'll have to run it? I don't know anything about his business. I don't even have a security clearance. I don't think you need to worry about those details right now, Mrs. Dabney. Ellie relaxed and looked back at her husband. What was the person's name again? That Walter? They told me, but I can't remember. Everything is just a blur right now. Anne Berkshire. She was a substitute teacher at a Catholic school in Fairfax. Do you know her? Ellie shook her head. I never heard of her, and I don't know why Walt would know her either. High school teacher, Walt and I had our children fairly early. Jules, our oldest, is 37, and our oldest grandkid is only in first grade. And they don't even live in Virginia anyway. And we are not Catholic, we are Presbyterian. Time for a short break. welcome back after the break. The match is underway, the final session of this match, of the third match, as we go into Brisbane. All both results possible. Well, an India win has been, I presume, ruled out. And Australia need 5 wickets to win the match, take the series 2-1. But you have Ashwin and Vihari who can block out as long as they can. The first ball in the air and it falls and it's a catch. There's a claim for a catch. And the umpire says, "You're gone, Mr. Ashwin." A good short delivery. Ashwin says it came off his hand guard. So they have gone for the review. So it's an important decision in this match. Anything is possible. And it was a catch which the keeper came running forward. So was the catch? I think it touched his glove. I think there's a glove. He claimed it came off his hand guard, but I think there might be a slight contact with the glove, and that would be big trouble because 4 wickets can fall pretty quickly. I think there is no contact with the glove. That's a good decision. I don't see any contact with the glove. I don't see any spike on the glove. No hot spot so far. Because there's something on the glove, but before the ball comes and hits him, and he claims it's, well, that's a brilliant review taken by Ashwin. I don't think there's any contact with the glove. It's hit him on his thigh guard, but is it out? Because his hands were both with the, and it's a not out because it did not touch his glove. If it doesn't touch your glove, it's not out. So, a scare in the early part of the match for the team, and India are 5 for 280, taking good advantage of the review. And this is where the review comes in handy, where it's difficult for the umpire to see whether it's off the glove, because the glove and the hand guard are so closely together that the umpire by instinct says out. He cannot see, and you can see the reaction. And Steve Smith says it hit his glove and went to his hand guard, but the batter had a better view of what was happening. So a scare, a close call, but Ashwin gets away. But it won't happen if you're bowled or something. So it's a close call. So second ball of the 97th over as Patrick Cummins steams in. This time another rising short delivery, but it falls short of the fielder. So Ashwin getting some treatment and he walks away because we don't want people to be injured, because now they can't get backups. Because if the backups have to come, they have to be quarantined for a week, and the match starts in a week. So we don't want any of the batters to be injured. Maybe India should just say that let's stop playing, because they cannot get backups because of the quarantine rules, and hardly any time for the next match. And you don't, and so many, and now Ashwin has called the physio and he's hit high on his shoulder. We don't want Ashwin to be gone because we won't have any spinning all-rounders left. So this is a very curious situation, as the quarantine rules plus the injury situation where you cannot have a substitute if you are hit on any part of the body except the helmet or your head. And the Australian fast bowlers don't, and the fast bowlers don't mind hitting you on your parts of the body which cannot be substituted as a full player. Let's see, Ashwin gets ready. Good delivery, well played. But there's a long way to go in this match. Still around 40 overs to go. Anything is possible right now. I wouldn't put it past the likes of Ashwin as the fourth ball of the over is ready to be bowled. Vihari on the other end struggling with a hamstring. Ashwin getting hit high on the gloves and the shoulder, and the physio running in. Let's see what happens. Still 2 hours to go, and this has been flicked away nicely by Ashwin, and it's only 1 run taken because of the injury to Vihari. Because the presumption was Jadeja doesn't bat, which means after Pant and Pujara got out, they won't be able to go further. But it was almost as we were insulting the likes of Ashwin and Vihari, that they can't bat. Yes, Vihari is struggling with his injury. We have seen people battle out, And of course, one expected that Pant will play the way Kusal Pereira played 2 years ago, or Ben Stokes played 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago to be precise, as Bihari defends. We also have a special song tonight, which we'll be singing as this match progresses. But I think I would, whatever be the result of this match, eventually Australia may have the upper hand, which is a possibility. Anything is possible in these situations. One doesn't know what will happen. That ends the over. It's 5 for 2, 8, 1. Now let's analyze this so far. Around 40 overs to go, 2.5 hours to be precise, which means it's still 1 p.m. Indian Standard Time. During that duration, let's read this special poem. It's called Afterglow by Ed Sheeran. Stop the clocks, it's amazing. You should see the way the light dances off your hair. A million colors of hazel, golden, and red. Saturday morning is fading. The sun's reflected by the coffee in your hand. My eyes are caught in your gaze all over again. We were love drunk, waiting on a miracle. Trying to find themselves in the winter now as Hazelwood is steaming in, steaming in, steaming in, and bowling to Vihari, bowling to Ashwin in this matter. Good defense. Oh, I won't be silent and I won't let go. I will hold on tighter till the afterglow, and we'll burn so bright till the darkness softly clears. Oh, oh, I will hold on to the afterglow. Oh, I will hold on to the afterglow. The weather outside's changing. The leaves are buried under 6 feet of white. The radio is playing iron and white. This is a new dimension. This is a level where we are losing track of time. I'm holding nothing against it except you and I. So just under 34 and a half overs remaining as the song continues. We were love drunk, waiting on a miracle, trying to find ourselves in the winter snow. So alone in love, like the world had disappeared. Oh, I won't be silent and I won't let go. I will hold on tighter till the afterglow, and we'll burn up so bright till the darkness softly clears as Hazelwood steams in for the third ball of the over, and Ashwin gets a rising delivery. There's an appeal. Was there bit of bat or glove? And the umpire says no. Australia doesn't have has one review and they won't risk it. Oh, I will hold on to the afterglow. Oh, I will hold on to the afterglow. Oh, I will hold on to the afterglow. That ends tonight's song Afterglow by Ed Sheeran. And this was a good delivery and it hit his just went and it was very, very close to his glove. And it deflected. So they could have gone for the review. They knew this is the last guy. If it was a close call either way, as Hazelwood bowls, Ashwin defends. He's done well so far. These two have done well. Yes, of course. I knew they could do that, but I'm not going to get into that debate of this or that. And so much happening in the past 1 week, in the past 48 hours with the crowd involvement. There was a glove. I think there was. It's difficult to say on the hotspot because the glove lights up even before the ball hits. It was a close call. There was a bit of something on the glove. I don't know if it was just the gloves dirt reflecting on the hot. This time, bouncer defends nicely. So the Australian fast bowlers trying to injure as many Indian fast bowlers as they can. That India won't have any bowlers left in the next match, or there wouldn't be any next match. The way this match is going, they don't want any bowlers left for the next match. I had no idea what is the thought process. Let's take a small break. Welcome back after the break. With 33 and a half overs remaining, India are 5 for 280. Another rising delivery that hits him hard on the bat. So the Australian tactics are clear. Rattle them and they will eventually get out. It was a close call by in the last over when India took the review and
10:15.
they got away with it if we look at in that context, but it's been a close call so far for the team. This time Ashwin flicks it away, but unfortunately due to Vihari's injury, who just is struggling to get from one end to the other. Welcome back after the break. India are 5 for 283 after just over 100 overs have been completed. And the question was, can they survive 100 overs? Can they survive around 130 plus overs? They have already done 70% of that. 75% has been done, but 75% is never enough. 5 wickets can fall in the next 5 overs, and Australia will win by over 100 runs. This time, flicked away down the leg side, and once again, the Australian bowlers say, oh, so close, but so far. So, yes, this match is delicately poised at 5 for 283. Anything is possible right now in this match. And till the time this match happens, let's continue with the story. Right, well, thank you for the information. You have been very helpful. Well, I need to get a lawyer, Ellie blurted out. Jamieson looked uncomfortable as Cummins bowls to Vihari, ends the over 5 for 283 after 99. I'm not really the one to advise you about that. If you or your husband use the lawyer or no one, you should check with that person. Ellie nodded dumbly and then reached out through the rails and gripped her husband's hand once more. A minute later, Bogart came back in. It's all taken care of, Mrs. Dabney, he said. According to your daughter, everyone except Natalie will be in by tonight. Natalie lives in Paris. I tried to phone her, but no one answered. And it wasn't something I could leave on a voicemail or tell her by email. As we get to Hazelwood steaming in and bowling to Viharvi, your daughter Jules reached her and told her the situation. She's trying to get a flight here as soon as possible. Hazelwood steaming in. He got the wicket of Pujara, but I think it was more of, I wouldn't call it poor batting, nor with nor with Pun situation. But then, yeah, why will I be so defensive? As Ashwin gets ready, Ashwin pulls in the air and it's hit a fielder hard. It's gone straight to Warner on one bounce and it's hit him hard on his hand. So injuries keep spreading all over. Catches are dropped, injuries are happening. What is going on? I can't really believe this is happening, said Ellie. When Walt left this morning, everything was perfect. And now she looked up at them. It's all gone. Just like that. Just like that, thought Jameson. This ends tonight's reading. Let's continue with the match as Ashwin defends after 99.3 overs. So 5 for 283. It's not about making runs now. It's all about the 2 hours. And after a while, the umpires will say enough is enough. Let's draw. If draw is a possibility, nobody is denying that. Draw is a huge possibility in this match. Nobody is questioning that. So a lot of things can happen right now. As we get ready, Hazelwood steams in to Ashwin, who flicks it away, and once again it misses the bat. So 99.4 overs, 5 for 283. This was very close to the bat, but as long as it doesn't hit the bat, it is irrelevant. But it was a good effort by Ashwin and Vihari so far. 5 wickets, Jadeja to follow, who can do the job. He is semi-injured, so it's pressure. One more wicket in Australia. I think that the likes of Siraj, Saini and Bumrah won't last long. This time he flicks it away for a single pass that short third man fielder. 5 for 284 after 99.5 overs. Welcome back after the break as Australia are 5 for 280. India are 5 for 284 after 99 overs, 100 overs probably. Let's see. Anyways, 100 overs survived. Good job done. At one point, Rishabh Pant was doing well, though that's not even the conversation right now. And that will be criticism if you go in the direction that India did well. So 100 overs done, around 30 overs remaining. And the question was, can they pull through? Can they bat? Yeah, they have almost done 75% of the job. This time Ashwin short ball but misdirected and Ashwin lets it go. So we are just into those last 2.5 hours to go, and anything is possible right now. Should Jadeja bat? That's a question which is a question which only the people in the field can answer. That is a question which I have no idea about. And I'm not going to get in that debate whether Ashwin should bat or not. Whether Ashwin is batting, whether Jadeja should bat or not. If he is injured, it's up to the medical staff, and I think even Ashwin has got hit now. The way he's reacting and coughing, he also gets hit somewhere on the chest area. And once again, the physio come in running. What is going on? They're just getting hit. I don't think it's okay. We can talk about the thing, but once again, he's hit somewhere on his gloves. We don't want Ashwin to be injured, because then who do we have remaining? And there are not too many people remaining as far as it's concerned. So even now the physio comes in as Ashwin is now well. He's hit hard and he seems to be struggling with a bit of a cough. And well, now they are looking at his shoulder and his health. Maybe they should just call it off. The umpire should just say, let's get over it, because it keeps on happening. As we see the physio continue to look on his shoulder, and the Indian all-rounding spinner looks in a little bit of trouble. But he's fine. He wants to bat, but so many balls hitting the Indian bowlers. I think Australian bowlers have come with a plan that there will be no Indian batter or bowler left for the next match. Maybe they don't want to play the next match. It could boil into a controversy. But then this is not the first time players are getting hit. But then, because of the quarantine situation where you can't just fly in a player and immediately play him, but that kind of luxury is gone. If they have to come, they have to be in lockdown for at least a week, and then depending on the rules of a state, depending on which country you are in, they will play. So they don't have any backups. The backups are getting injured. Once again, a rising delivery, and the single will not be taken because of the injury to Vihari. So let's end tonight's episode, this morning's episode. It was a great Indian performance so far, and I hope that in those 30 overs remaining, barring all the injuries happening and the Indian batters and the all-rounders getting rattled with the bowlers coming at them at 150 kilometers per hour, all that will happen is that in the air and it goes past the slip and the gully, and lucky one for Ashwin as this one squirts away for 4. So Ashwin survives another ball. Interesting. And of course, the statistics keep on playing, as the statistics came up on the TV screen that this is the first time in 18 years that India has batted 100 overs outside India. Okay, as if that's something we should talk about, right? In the 4th innings, that too, because everybody knew India had to chase. And of course, the contention would have been, why don't teams bat like this in the first innings? And this one, Ashwin pulls straight to the fielder, but is that a drop? Manas Labushania had dived. Is that a drop? That was not Labuschagne, that was someone. That was Sean Abbott, one of the all rounders, means some Australian fielder is injured. This was pulled away as Sean Abbott went for the catch. We saw Hanuma Vihari drop, and of course, as the pseudo experts said, they should be taken. No, I do not agree with the fact that I don't think India dropped catches. I don't think that should be the focus. Once again, short delivery. Ashwin plays it nicely, and this ends the over, and this ends tonight's and this morning's episode. I will be back in the next episode. This ends episode number 311 on the 11th of January 2021.